Yo, what's good, fam? It's your man Jay, and I'm back. I'm back with another video, and it has been. I was just looking at my channel, and it's been 4 months. It has been 4 months since I put out a video, and I don't even know what to say for myself. I missed it, and it's a struggle. And I know you guys hear me talk about in some of my other videos. If you've been here before, you may know. If you haven't, well, this is your first time, you're gonna hear it today. Being a YouTuber is a struggle, especially when you have a 9 to 5 and you run a business. I have a day job and I'm a photographer, and sometimes, time does not is not conducive to doing all of the things that you wish to do. And there's nothing more that I love. Photography. I can say there's very little that I love as much as I love collecting comics and reading comics and indulging in the comic book culture. But the struggle is real, fam. I'm gonna tell you, the struggle is real. Sometimes I get where I feel like I can't make content unless I have new books. Sometimes I look at other YouTubers' channels, and and I feel like, if I'm not getting anything slabbed, or if I'm not collaborating with other YouTubers, then what do I really have to bring to the table? And a wise older statesman of YouTube told me that within your channel you always want to teach something, you want to show something, and you want to tell people something that they may not know. And so sometimes it's hard to get all of those components together, to keep people interested, to keep people engaged in your channel. And there's also, you have to combine other aspects of social media. I'm somewhat active on Instagram. I post, sporadically. I talk to people on Instagram, but I don't do the reels, as they call it. Not really good with doing the shorts and stuff like that, or I haven't been. So those are the things that I think I really need to do. I have been doing this. My channel, I looked at the date that I started this channel, and it was 2018. And here it is 7 years later. And, I have 396 subscribers as of today. I thank you for all 396 of you that have chosen to subscribe to my channel. And I've been making a list. I've been making a list to get to it, of things that I want to do and things that I want to talk about on the channel, and the direction that I want to take with the channel. I want to do collaborations with other YouTubers, and hopefully, and being completely transparent. I know that when I collab with bigger YouTubers, that it gives me more exposure. Just like with photography, when I shoot models who have, thousands of followers on Instagram, I know that gets me a little boost as far as my follower account. So I definitely want to collab with Brandon at Comics Are Dope. I also want to chop it up with Mike at Lunch Money Comics, because even though he's way up in New England, and it's funny because his channel is Lunch Money Comics, and he started out using his lunch money, to buy comics, and that's exactly the same way I started, back in the early '80s. Is my grandmother would give me $2 a day for lunch at school, and I wouldn't eat lunch, and I would take my $2 and buy comic books. Back then, comic books were 65 cents. So that's one of the things that I have in common. And plus, we're my family, my dad and my stepmom, and brothers and sisters. We're flea market people. We like to go to the flea market and shop and hit garage sales. Shout out to my Ma Deborah, because I think she was the engine for that, and she used to give me, a little change too, so I could buy books and stuff. Give me like $5, and I thought I was in heaven, because do you know back in the early '80s what a young man can do with $5, snacks and books, and I was in bliss. So anyway, but yeah, I want to chop it up with them, and chop it up with anybody who, really is, into comics and into the reading aspect. I don't really get into the aspect of the financial part of it. Reintroducing myself again. I'm Jay. I am a former CGC comic book grader. I'm the first black comic book grader, me along with my bro Brian. I'm not gonna say his last name because I don't know if he want me to say his last name, but shout out to Brian because he's always supported me as well. And I always say I'm the first black comic book grader, but that's only because my last name is Jackson. His last name comes in the alphabet after that. So I always say that I was first graduating the class. Shout out to my GC3 brothers, my other classmates. And I've been collecting comic books since like the early 80s. Since like 79, 80 is when, not collecting, I was reading them back then. I wasn't really collecting. I was just amassing a whole bunch of books for me to read. And I came back to collecting a little bit over 10 years ago, and I said I'm going to collect every Black Panther comic book ever created. And once I accomplished that, I got complete runs of everything Black Panther, all the Jungle Action appearances, stuff like that. And once I did that, then I was like, what else do I collect? Peter Parker was, one of my favorites growing up. What probably was my guy, back then in the 80s. I collected more Spider-Man comic books than anything else. And, once I collected all the Black Panther ones, I started collecting Spider-Man ones, and then I just started collecting everything. And, as you see, I'm going to do a room tour one day too, one day real soon, and you'll see my collection. I'm sitting at like about 10,000 books, floppies. I have a whole bunch of other stuff. I don't really collect omnibuses and stuff like that too much, but I have a few. I collect Pops. I collect Legends figures. I got a couple of Hot Toys. So I'm completely engrossed in the comic book culture. So I'll show you all that, and hopefully, for new people, you'll enjoy that. And for the people that have been here, you'll enjoy that too, because, it may be something you haven't seen before. But yeah, so that's what's up. And also I want to talk about later in a later video. I'm not going to get into it too deeply, but the finance part of it, of buying comics. I'm not into always into the value. I will speak on that sometimes, but the financial aspect is like when, I'm big into trying to avoid FOMO, and I'm a comic book cover lover, and those comic book covers will attract you, and you'll buy comic books that you don't even read based off the cover, the beauty of a cover. So I'm like that too. So I gotta, that's a battle that I have to face as well. But you don't want to go over budget. You don't want to spend your grocery money, so to speak, or your gas money on comic books and be looking crazy, at the end of the week when it's time to pay the bills or whatever. So that's one of the things that in this culture that we face. And I know people out there, you probably know, if you're a regular guy and you're collecting and you don't have like an abundance of excess money to put into this collection, it can be a little bit of a strain. And I'm one of those guys, even having a day job in the business. I about 3 years ago, my local comic book shop, they used to call me number 7, and I didn't know why. And I found out later that it was because I was the 7th. I was ranked number 7 biggest spender in their store, and the first 5 were people that were coming in and spending thousands of dollars at a time because they were coming from out of town and different places. And Then the number 6 guy was somebody who worked there, who's kind of like a trust fund baby, and he got a big, he had a big toy collection, so that's why he got number 6. But as far as just a regular customer, everyday customer, I was it. I was, even though I was number 7, I was the number 1 everyday customer, and yeah, so it was crazy. It's crazy, but I've cut back. I'm trying. I'll leave it at I'm just trying. So anyway, today what I have to show you guys, and I'm hoping you stuck through this first 10 minutes. But today what I have is my haul for the last probably almost like the last month. I haven't been going to the comic book store as frequently. I shifted my focus. My favorite comic book seller, she ended up taking a job somewhere else, so it's not as fun. And shout out to Kat, because she's taken the place of my girl Natalie, and but she's not Natalie. So and Plant City Comics Cafe, that is my favorite shop now, but they're about an hour away from me. So I don't go there that often because of Tampa traffic and, just having that time that I was speaking about earlier. So anyway, I wanted to give them a shout out. So shout out to Plant City Comics Cafe. Shout out to Emerald City Comics in Clearwater, Florida. That's the closest shop to me. That has been my home shop for like the last 10 years. Yeah. So I'm going to show you guys what I picked up, because I haven't been in the shop. There's going to be some stuff that you guys have already read, but I'm going to talk about some of my favorite reads. So without further ado, after 12 minutes of video, let's get it. All right. So, like I said, I got a ton of stuff to show you guys that I've been picking up, what I've been reading, some stuff that I got in the mail. I got some new pops recently, and then I got something I want to show you guys that my wife created. And hopefully you guys will jump over to Amazon and and buy it. And if you buy it, then I'll have more comic books. If hey, this is promotional. She should break me off a little bit of her earnings or whatever. Anyway, all right. So this last week, some of the books that I picked up. I don't know if you guys have been reading Blood Letter. Let me put it on this side. This is Blood Letter from Image Comics. This is Blood Letter number 5. And this is from the Spawn universe. And this young lady here, she is someone that Spawn had interaction with earlier in his life when he was still just Al Simmons in the military. And Tasha has like this vendetta against Spawn, but it's like misplaced anger. But her whole mission from this is the last one, but her whole mission through the entire series has been that she's gonna get Al Simmons. She's gonna kill Spawn. And it's just her journey as far as what she's been, a little bit of what she's been up to and the troubles that she's been getting into as far as I don't know. I even though it's issue 5, I can't remember if she's considered a hell spawn or not. She's been to hell and she has powers and everything, but she's using that and some other stuff to get back at Spawn. So she died and she's back, and yeah. So she after Spawn, and yeah. This has been a really, really good series by Joe Illidge, Silly, and Rosado. Mr. Alonso, I don't know if you guys know him. He's like one of the famed editors that has been with Marvel and a lot of other places. Really dope editor. He's probably one of the only editors that I can think of that I'm going to speak on. But yep, this is number 5, and just handily I have number 4 and number 3. All right. And like I said, I have 1 and 2 somewhere, but I think I already boxed them up. And as you see, I still have to put these in bagging boards. But yeah, Bloodletter has been a dope series. I really enjoyed that series. You guys might want to check that out. New series, and this is from Robert Kirkman, also on Image Comics. This is number 2. This is Skinbreaker. And like I say, this is from Robert Kirkman. This has been a really good series so far with the first 2 issues. It has already have captured my attention as far as the storyline. And basically what it is there's this tribe, and they're about to pass the torch from one chieftain to another. And the chieftain, he's such a wise man that he doesn't want it to go to get into the wrong hands. And he has a protege that has been following him, but he wants to pass it to the protege. But the only way that it actually passes over is they have to do ritual combat, and you know, the new chieftain has to kill the old chieftain, so to speak, or the chieftain has to kill the challenger to continue. So that's where, you know, the whole the issue is, I guess you want to say. That's where things are, because, you know, the young guy who is here, he doesn't want to kill the old guy who's the chieftain, because he loves him so much and he admires him so much that, you know, it's going to be an emotional thing. But if he doesn't, then this evil dude over here who is just, you know, he already, you know, he'll crash out. So he they don't want him to get the title and take the whole tribe in the wrong direction. So the artwork is really cool. I enjoy the artwork. So let you guys see a little bit of that. And so yeah, so far it's a dope story. Here's some, I'll show you some other covers as well. But I'm enjoying this one as well. Robert Kirkman and David Finch with Leone and Wooten. And yeah, that's Skinbreaker number 2 from Image Comics. Really good one. Let's see. I do believe, yep, right here. Yep. Like I said, I got stacks of books on my table that I got to put away. But this is Skinbreaker number 1. So this was the first issue, and just picked up the second issue. So yeah, you guys check that out too. Like I say, it's dope, man. Dope, man. Dope, man. Yeah, that's me. All right. Something a little bit lackluster. I know you guys have been reading the Ultimates. A lot of people have been reading the Ultimates. This is so the maker. This is who has who's responsible for this Ultimate Universe. He's finally returning, and it's about to evolve into to another series, to like a whole new event, and it is based off of something that happens with Spider-Man, and this is Miles Morales' Spider-Man and his incursion event, which this is actually number 5 of that. This is the last one for that. And what happens in this one, it's going to predicate what happens in the next event. So Miles, he ends up having to go and save Billy, and it's been out for a minute, so I guess it's not too much of a spoiler, but he saves Billy, he gets Billy back, and she had fell into this other universe, this portal, and she went to another universe, and he had to jump in and save her. So he finally found her, saved her, but he also had to escape, and when he escaped, they gave him something to take back to his own universe, and that is what is going to kind of, you know, spin off into this next event with having to deal with the Maker. So this series has been good. This last one, it was okay. You know, it didn't have as much bang as like the final of something that you're going into something else, but it gave you enough information to make you want to jump into the next event that Marvel has when it comes to the Ultimate. I know that I forgot what happened, but I guess a couple of writers, they're ending their runs with the different particular Ultimate universes, like Ultimate X-Men is ending, Ultimate Black Panther is ending, and I guess that's where it's gonna, everything is gonna change over and kind of come back together for, the main Ultimate Universe or whatever. But it's been a good read, so that's been dope. That's the problem with having things that aren't bagged and board. What else did I pick up? Shout out to my man Rodney Barnes, as always. This is 30 Days of Night, The Falling Sun. This is one of my favorite horror movies. It's probably my top 10 horror movies. But 30 Days of Night, I saw that with Josh Hart. I think his name is Josh Hartnett. But it's where these vampires, they, come to this Alaskan town, and it's once a year. They come to this town and they come to feed or whatever. And this is like, I guess, the next little series of that. You think about, well, they killed all those vampires, but what really happened to the next series? So it's real good so far. So young dude, he actually is from Los Angeles, and he's running from something in Los Angeles, and he actually goes to stay with his uncle, who's up in this Alaskan town, and just for a cool off period. But his timing couldn't be worse, because this is the time where these vampires are coming back to town. So in issue 1, it's pretty much just laying out, who the villain is, other than who the main villain as far as the vampires go is, and then who is the protagonist, which is this young brother right here. And he's talking to his uncle. His uncle trying to figure out, like, what you running from, and he don't want to tell him. So, he, basically, hey, nothing, I'm just coming up here, to clear my head. But yeah, there's something going on. So that's gonna unfold in the story to come. But it also tells about, the main protagonist, the main evil guy, and his people. And kind of, like why things are unfolding that in the way that they are. So it's a good series. Anything from Rodney Barnes is dope. That's like I say, that's my dude. Even though he hasn't talked to me in a minute, I know he's super busy. But I had some things I wanted to chop it up with him about. So hopefully I'll be able to talk to him soon. Another one of those things where just hit him up on social media. I didn't go through some of the other people that he's interviewed with. I was talking to him way before then, and I'm not trying to leech off of anybody else's communication with the brother. I stand on my own, but I ain't gonna get all into that. What else did I pick up? Oh, so this is They Choose Violence, and I don't know if you guys have been reading this, but this is a hella dope story. This is about 3 young ladies who basically they chose violence. So they're tired of the status quo in America, of a lot of negative events, police, unjust police killings and different things like that. Things that these politicians and police are doing that doesn't get any justice, because they're on the other end of the power spectrum, and they're just killing innocent black people or whatever. So they're out and they're killing people, and they're doing different things, and they finally get caught up to a point where somebody finds out who they are, and they spin it around and find out who the people are that that was just messing with them. And in this one, they have the main person that was trying to get after them. They have him captured, and it's telling his story and how they end up dealing with him. This has been a great series. It's written by Sheldon Allen, artwork by Mauricio Campitella and Danielle Carminaccio, I guess that's how you say her name. And then I open it up, and there's this quote from the great Fred Hampton, and it says, "You have to understand that people have to pay a price for peace. If you dare to struggle, you dare to win." And so I'm a big fan of Fred Hampton, have been all my life. When I was younger, my dad used to, give me different books to read, and his story was one of the ones that I took to. But it's Lanika, Deidre, and Karen are 3 HBCU besties turned into career women who have banded together to form a vigilante squad targeting white supremacists that circumvented the justice system and got away with murder. Lawyers, judges, and lobbyists are all on the execution docket, each grisly murder marking the anniversary of a black martyr. It's cathartic and it's satisfying. It's kind of fun until a copycat emerges targeting black activists for death. Who is their mysterious adversary and what is his motive? When our girls walk right into this ingeniously laid trap, they figure they're dead meat, right? Nope. This this motherfucker wanna. Oh, I don't know. Can I curse? Well, I ain't monetized, so I guess I can curse. This motherfucker wants them right back out on the streets to keep doing what they're doing. But our girls flip the script and hunt down and unmask their mysterious adversary. Game over, right? Right? Wrong. They are about to learn how their cunning adversary became who he is, and God help them if they let their guard down, even for a split second. So yeah, so that's what it is. And this is where we open. Yeah, so I'm like, this has been dope. This has been a really good series, and I'm gonna show you guys some of the artwork. There's a lot of panels, which is cool because it's telling a story in here, and it's all sink or swim. Sink or swim. That is what this one is about. Issue number 5 is sink or swim. So let me see. I think I got a couple more covers here. Yup. So they've been putting out like 2 or 3 covers with each one, and I'm loving all the covers. This one, I believe this is 4. This is from issue 4. And this one was issue 4 as well. And this one's this cover's by Chris Ferguson. So let's see. Give your boy a second. Give your boy a second. And this is a Raza cover. So I got some Raza covers in my collection. This one's a Raza cover. I just want to see who's doing these covers. Let me fold that down so the tape don't stick. And this is also a Chris Ferguson cover. So yeah, so like I say, this series have been absolutely dope. I'm enjoying it. I don't know. If you've been reading this series as well, let me know what you're thinking. Tell me what you think of it so far, and how does it move you? What direction does it move you in? Like I say, it's something that's really dope. These 3 women, they're very different as far as their personalities, but they're all the same. And yeah, I love it. All right, so let's see what else I got. So I think one of the most I don't know. Like I say, I haven't been in touch with like a lot of other comic book readers other than the people that are just collecting and talking about like some of the Golden Age and Silver Age books that they've added to their collection. As far as just pure readers, I don't know. That's where I want to take my channel. That's what I'm saying. I want to go back to communicating. Everybody is cool. The comic book culture is vast, and everybody has a different reason for collecting. But where I touch base is with the people who are actually reading the books and looking for those great stories. Like I say, They Choose Violence, great story. 30 Days of Night, the way it's beginning, great story. Skinbreaker, great story. And this is another great, in my opinion, another great story. This is Exquisite Corpses, and this is a James Tynion book. So Tiny Onion. This is a James Tynion based book, and somebody, I forgot who else wrote this with him. Somebody named Boss. Actually, let me look it up real quick. Let us see. All right, so that's changing the page. All right, so Tyler Boss, that's his name. I knew it was something with a T. The James Tynion threw me off. So James Tynion IV, he's the one that actually, I guess, created it, and then along with Tyler Boss. They're writing it together. Artwork by Gavin Fullerton with Michael Walsh. Colors by Jordy Belair. Letters by Becca Carey. So this is issue number 6. I'll let you see that title page there, and with the indicia. Shout out to my man Bradley at CGC. He taught me what indicia was. I never knew, but for those of you that don't know, it's the information down here. That is the indicia, and it gives you like all your information, like the name of the book, when it was published, the month and the year, who published it, everything like that. It has Image Comics, all of that extra stuff that people use to identify the books more securely, because sometimes it gets confusing. And then some books is very hard to find, because they put it in the middle for some reason instead of in the front, or they'll put it at the very end of the story. So that used to drive me crazy, you know. But anyway, so as this story goes along, these people have banded together, and they're like some of the most powerful families in the United States. And they have this game where they try to figure out who's going to lead them as a group. And they get these killers, and then they find an isolated town, and they kind of cordon it off and let the killers do battle. And whichever killer comes out in the end, who's killed the most people and killed off the other killers, that family is the family that ends up being the head of the whole organization. So basically they got, like, I think it's like a total of 12 of them. And let me give you, spoiler alert if you haven't read it already, to see who's gone. I'll be brief with it, but that is the score sheet. So those are all the killers and who's already been killed. So we still got the lone gunman that's alive, Lady Carolina, Layla Blaze, Pretty Boy, Fox Mask Killer, Recluse, Rascal Randy. So I'm not gonna tell you who got killed in 6, but somebody who deserves it. All of them deserve to get killed, but anyway. So that's Exquisite Corpses, and this is, like I say, it's a really dope series. James Tinian did a great job. I almost lost a card, and this is Gamer Kid card and Calvin. So they each come, the polybag books come with a card in it. So I've been collecting these cards, and this is the Gamer Kid one. I missed out on some of them. I'm missing some of them because I should have a lot more than I do. I have exactly 6, but I know that some of the other cards were they were distributed a little bit differently, so I got to catch up and get those. But excellent read, so you guys check that out. And let's see what else we got. I'm gonna just go through some stuff. So I picked up Spider Noir. I think that was a good read. I think it started off really good for that one. Imperial, love this cover, this Scotty Young cover. Scotty Young is one of, probably like my second favorite cover artist. No, he in my top 5. I'll just say that. This was dope. This Marvel Black, White, Blood and Guts with Blade. This was excellent. I love this one. And let me see the story, because there's 2 stories in this one, and actually 3. The Trail by Al Ewing, Traffic by G. Willow Wilson, and then The Price of Iron by Chris Condon. And the first 2 were hella dope. I love the first 2 stories, and let me show you some of the artwork. Show you a little bit of the artwork in there. So they, with these particular ones, the Black, White and Blood series, they always are in black and white with that splash of red in there. So yeah, this has been dope. It's been a really good story. I read that. I guess it's going to be a one shot. This is a Derek Chew cover, by the way, if you didn't notice that. So that's been really dope. The Curse of Shirley Johnson, and If you haven't been reading that, this is a fairly good story. But Shirley Johnson is the first victim of Billy Kincaid, and Billy Kincaid is the pedophile serial killer from the Spawn universe, and he's dead, and things in the Spawn universe that's dead, they don't stay dead. He killed her, and she has spawning. I guess she's trying. The whole story takes place in hell, so it's not like she's come back to life or anything like that. But I don't know what her end goal is. I don't know if she's trying to get back to being a regular little kid, but she's too far gone for that. It's been a good story, so you guys check this one out too. I picked up this Imperial War Black Panther by Victor Laval. That was pretty dope, and I got both covers. That was a pretty good read. Been reading the Avengers. Been on that series. I'm gonna save that one. These are more from that Spider-Man incursion. Pick those up and saving those. Let's see what else we got here. This needs its own video. Hyde Street. I don't know if you guys have been reading this from Image Comics, but this is from the Ghost Machine imprint with Jeff Johns. And Hyde Street is kind of like a Twilight Zone spinoff. But these people, evil people, they end up getting sent to Hyde Street, and there's people on Hyde Street that have been sent there before that they're tasked with collecting souls, and they got to collect so many souls to gain their freedom. And some, like Planky here, he's the killer boy scout. He has Mr. X-Ray, who's another another character, but those are Mr. X-Ray's glasses that he can't get off. But Planky is like the highlight of it. He's a sinister little Boy Scout kid, and he makes the story. And it's a whole bunch of different people on there that are, trying to collect these souls, and they all have an agenda. And Planky's like one of the only ones. He don't have no agenda. He just enjoy collecting souls. He enjoy doing death and destruction. So it's a really good read. Jeff Johns is doing an absolutely dope job, and pretty much everything that Jeff Johns is putting out with that Ghost Machine imprint has been dope, because he also has Rook that has come back. Yep, there it is. Rook Exodus. I picked this up as well. And if you read the first part of this, the first 6 issues, this is number 7. And with this story, the artwork is fantastic in this. I absolutely love this. So let you guys see that. So that artwork is hella dope. And like I say, the perfection of a comic book is when the artwork and the story, the words and everything just comes together perfectly, and then it's wrapped up with a really dope cover. All of these covers are dope, and they tell stuff that's actually going on in the story. So this has been an excellent read by Jeff Johns, Jason Fabok, Brad Anderson, and Rob Lay. So this is one of my top 10 reads too. I got out a list, I guess. Another Hyde Street issue. This is number 9. I forgot what that other one, the one with Planky on it. That was number 8, and this is number 9. This one was really good because, as you see, it's about plastic surgery. It's about this doctor who he ended up being kicked out of losing his license, and he's like a back alley doctor now. But he getting crazy. And the crazy thing is, the people that go to him, the women that are going to him, are the ones that are so obsessed with their image that the more he messes them up, the more they keep going, and and then going and going until they look like this lady, to this freaky ass chick. So anyway, so yeah, I've also been reading this Christopher Priest and Joe Quesada, The World to Come. It's okay. It's just slow. I think they're distributing them so slow. I guess it's once a month, but they need to speed up, because I want to get more into it. This is just issue 3, and that's the latest one. And they've been rocking with this probably since like, I guess maybe July, August, something like that. I don't even remember, but it's just slow. I need them to move along, keep it moving, you know. Ultimate Black Panther, and by my man Brian Hill. This has been excellent. This is something, you know what? I'm gonna say this, and I don't know why, but it just seems like all the Black Panther books are coming out so slow. Like they're hitting the streets, at a point where you almost lose interest. If you're not a Black Panther fan, if you're just a casual fan, you end up losing interest because, you forgot about it. So much other stuff gets pushed out, and you're reading, trying to catch up with all this other stuff, and it gets kind of gets lost in the shuffle. But that's only with, if you're a Black Panther fan. Shit, there's tons of Batman books that come out, and it's almost like every week there's a different version of Batman that's coming out. And I don't understand why Marvel can't get. I do understand why Marvel can't get it together and get these books out a little bit faster than what they're doing, because it sucks. It sucks. Like I said at the beginning of the video, I'm a huge Black Panther fan, and I'm deep into collecting Black Panther comics, and I'm deep into reading. I'm deep into the lore, which you'll see in a minute too. So I don't know. It's just crazy. I don't want to get on no tangent because people will be like, "You tripping?" So Charlemagne the God. So I've been collecting Illuminati, which is a good story. It's a decent story. Young lady is trying to find out who killed her sister. Her sister goes off to LA to get into the music business, and something happens and she gets killed. And then her ghost comes back, and her sister is out trying to find out, what the hell happened. But they're doing these covers, these hip hop covers from different. I think this one's De La Soul, and this one from Redman. So all the covers are really dope, but this has been a decent story as well. You guys definitely check it out. Charlemagne the God. Charlemagne, he ain't doing no writing because Brian Hill is doing the writing. Dennis Cowan is doing the artwork. Shout out to the great Dennis Cowan, one of the OG legends of the game. This is another one of the Exquisite Corpses covers, but this is probably my favorite one that came out. Shout out to my man Kenya, because I saw this, he posted this, and I was like, yo, I need that cover. And I didn't think I was going to be able to get it because I thought it was some kind of incentive cover. But come to find out, it's not. It was just a regular cover. Went in the store, and they had like multiples of these. So super happy to have that one. Definitely got to get it bagged and boarded. Shout out to Brandon Cousin, my man VJ Kicks, Brandon's cousin. Shout out to Stephanie Williams, and I finally got me a copy of Roots of Madness, and this was a good story. It was a good start, and I'm definitely more interested in seeing where this story goes. It didn't have like a lot of bang initially, as far as like a major hook to like hook you in, and I think because I like Stephanie Williams and I like stories basically centered around spirituality and spirits and mysticism and stuff like that. That's what really made me really want to be into this book. But I don't know if like if you're not into those type things, if you know how you'll feel about it. I am gonna let my friend Bree from work. I'm gonna let her read this and see what she thinks of it as well. Shout out to Bree. So I hope you're watching my channel as well. But I'm gonna let her check this one out and see what she thinks as far. She's not in the comics really. She hasn't been. It's not something she says she's opposed to, but it's just something she hasn't really been exposed to. So I want to expose her to that and try to get another comic book comrade on board with me. Last three books that I'm gonna show you guys, and this one is by Jeremy Horvath, and this is something I think everybody's been loving. This is an award-winning book, Beneath the Trees Where Nobody Sees. This is The Rites of Spring. This is the second phase of Beneath the Trees, and it's basically where one of the people that that the killer killed the duck guy. And if you remember from part one, the sister is out looking for her brother, and it's about her journey of trying to find the brother and where the story is going to evolve with this serial killer. Again, it's one of those Richard Scarry meets Dexter type crossover type things, but it is really a good book. It's really excellent. So it's up there as well. And this was issue 3. And this is issue 2. And if you haven't noticed, I like the color red, so that's why I picked up those. Plus, there's dope covers. All right, so a newcomer to my eyes, not the book, the title of the book, but the writer, and AJ Ampadu, I guess that's how you say. He's I think he's from New York, like he was born in New York, but he has Ghanaian heritage. So AJ Ampadu, I apologize if I'm saying your name wrong, but I hope to talk to you. So this is Tales of the ShadowMan, and this was issue number 1. And this is if you know me and you know my channel and you know the things that I really dig. I love New Orleans, and I love the lore of the culture in New Orleans, the voodoo and the spiritual side and everything. So this is like, Tales from the Dead side. If you know about Jack Boniface and ShadowMan, this is a different spin on it. This is a different, I guess, a new beginning. He's retelling the story like, in comics they often do, but I'm loving this. It's really dope. And this is issue 2. So it's following Alyssa Miles, who is this young lady here. And I'm gonna come back to that. But this issue 2 is following Alyssa Miles and her partner, Saint Brown, who is a werewolf. And they're on the case where there's been like a serial killer that's been killing people. And they're trying to find out, trying to catch up. But everything is on the dead side, so to speak. But there's like a whole different city within the dead side. And they end up going to this like this little market, and they meet this dude. And the dude right here, he's selling different wares and everything. And this is like it kind of precedes issue number 1. Issue number 1 is about Jack. It's not Jack Boniface, but it's about ShadowMan, and how he came to be in this end of the story, and then it wraps into him meeting Alyssa. What happens between him and Alyssa in the issue 1? This kind of leads up to how they got to that point. So ShadowMan is gonna end up, spoiler alert, is gonna end up helping her and trying to find this serial killer who they both have it out for. So it's a good book. It's a good read. And the fact that they got a werewolf walking around like this, and I guess there's going to be more different other creatures because everybody look freaky as hell in here. So yeah, I guess it's not a big thing to see a werewolf walking around. But the way AJ is telling this story, and the way I found out, going to his Instagram, I found out that each issue, and it's 5 issues, I think it's 6 issues. So each issue will have a different main character. Issue 1, the main character was ShadowMan. Issue 2 is going to be Alyssa. And then somewhere down the line, there's going to be Saint Brown, the werewolf. It's going to be his issue, and it's going to tell his story. And it's really dope because I don't know if AJ is like a big Detroit Lions fan, but Saint Brown is actually named after a Detroit Lions receiver. I forgot his name. It's crazy. It's sometimes your memory fails you when you're trying to tell people about something. But anyway, that's where that comes from. So it's really dope. He's doing an excellent job with this writing. I'm completely caught in. Valiant Beyond, The Return of Valiant, The Reemergence of Valiant. You guys are doing a great job, and it makes me want to read what is it, Manowar XO, and some of the other titles that came from Valiant that have made a resurgence as well. ShadowMan is my favorite, obviously, because New Orleans and the voodoo culture and all of that. That's always going to be my favorite. But yeah, so check that out. All right, so the last comic book that I'm going to show you guys, and this one is so dope. I'm going to be brief with it because I want to do a separate video for some of my top 5 books. So, you know, maybe I can make some shorts out of it. But I have here issues number 1, and this is from Rick Remender and Daniel Lacuna, Escape. I got issue number 2 and issue number 3, which just came out last week. And pretty much what it is like all of these characters, they look bear, dog. This looks like a Saint Bernard, so I guess they're all dogs. And it's, I guess, without knowing where Rick Remender's mindset was, I don't know if it's like the dogs of war, but that's what it makes me think of, like the dogs of war. Like, this is a big Saint Bernard. You got some Dobermans in here, but he is a fighter pilot who ended up getting shot down behind enemy lines, and he's still trying to complete his mission because he knows that if he doesn't complete the mission, that it means disaster back home. So he has to do this thing to prevent this event from happening. That's going to be destruction on American soil. This is absolutely dope. It is great. One of the biggest thing, and it's by Image Comics. Image Comics right now, y'all are killing it with the storytelling. I don't care what nobody say. That's where the best storytelling is coming from. But there's like, basically is him saying things to himself as he's trying to get away. And, you know, like, you know, he's describing what's happening, and as he's talking to himself mentally, he's telling himself certain things, like, you know, like at this one point, you know, he's like, hornet stings my ear, get up. Another bites my leg, ignore it, move, you know. And it's all of these things that's going on in his head, and as he's thinking. The way Rick wrote this one, this right here, this particular issue, out of all of the other issues, out of all of the other stuff, this is what makes me such a big fan of Rick Remender. So I like a lot of his other stuff that he's been writing and that he has written, but Escape is taking the cake. And yeah, so that's pretty much a run through of a stack of books that I've been picking up over the last month. And I've been reading this stuff. I've been completely enjoying my stuff, and just what's on my table right now, more than anything else, is why I collect comics and why I'm such a huge comic book fan, because I love the art. I love looking at the art, the different intricacies that people put within their artwork. And then to open up the book and it's a dynamic story at the same time, yo, that's living. So I'm gonna grab some of my mail stuff that I picked up, and I'm gonna go through because this is almost an hour-long video. I got me a John Wick Chapter 4 pop, and what I basically did was I went on to a site and I wanted this one, Mbaku, and I have another one already. This is the Wakanda Forever one. I have another version, but I wanted an Mbaku to put on my desk at work. So I got 2 of these. One I already took it to work, and then I got this one. And lastly, I saw this one and had to have it because, you know, it's the king of pop, Mr. Michael Jackson. Don't care what nobody say. He is the greatest of all time, the greatest entertainer in my book. And this is from that Beat It video. So I also picked up some regular books as well since we last spoke, and I want to share those with you as well. Just the other day, I got this from Sheena Howard, Dr. Sheena C. Howard, and this is Why Wakanda Matters. And basically what this is, it's a collection of essays and different things on why Wakanda matters. So it says basically what Black Panther reveals about psychology, identity, and communication. So not only am I a huge Black Panther fan, but I am a fan of that entire civilization that had been created by, Stan Lee and Jack Kirby with the Black Panther character. There's been a lot of different iterations, a lot of people that have written about it. The book about the Dora Milaje, and if you're like a longtime Black Panther reader, you know that the Dora Milaje, they started off as not just bodyguards, but they were wives in training for T'Challa, for the king. And T'Challa never indulged in that. He never treated it like they were part of his harem. He was supposed to select one of the Dora Milaje to be his wife, and he chose not to. I guess when they started developing the movie, and people were finding out different things, and people who weren't part of the original Black Panther fans, so to speak, they felt like that was misogynistic to tell a story like that, and it may hurt the Black Panther image, not knowing that we were going to evolve to the point where Marvel is trying to destroy the Black Panther image, with like the writers like that Ridley guy. Anyway, so it's like, what was the point if you're going to do that anyway? But anyway, like, not just to pick on that particular book, but there's been a lot of books written about Wakanda, and I'm also reading Black Panther T'Challa Declassified, which is like a view of Black Panther from the people around him, what their thoughts was and everything. So I'm very interested in getting into this book, and it's Why Wakanda Matters. And also, because it was such a great price, I ended up getting 2 copies, and I am going to give 1 copy away to someone. I don't know if I'm going to do it through YouTube, because I always said I'm never going to start doing giveaways until I get over 500 subscribers. So if y'all can get me there, then I got a whole bunch of stuff I'm going to start giving away that I've been, like I say, when I buy stuff and I buy one to rock, one to stock. I got stuff to give away. And what else did I get? I got this Bone book, the complete cartoon epic 1 volume from Jeff Smith, and that's his Bone, which I don't know a whole lot about, but I just like the artwork. I was loving the artwork, so I don't know about the character too much, but let me see. Let me find a good page. So yeah. So I was like, it was something else that I saw on the site, and I was able to buy this as well. So that's the back cover. Pick that up. So it's thick as hell though. It's like almost like a Bible. It's so thick. And lastly, the last book that I picked up, and probably my favorite book pickup, is the first African American woman cartoonist, and I have to show Miss Jackie Orms. And yeah, so with this, man, I'm like, let me show you. I want to show you guys some pages here. Okay, well, that was a good picture of her. Let me show you. So yeah, that's Miss Jackie, and show you some of her artwork. Torchy Brown. See if I can find Patty Joe. And this other character she created, Patty Joe, in, I think it was Patty Joe and Ginger is called. But yeah. So I picked up that too. So I'm super excited about that. This book was written by Nancy Goldstein. It's Jackie Orms, the first African-American woman cartoonist. Just that fact alone made me a fan, and I wanted to know more. But the fact that Jackie Orms is her, I guess, what they call it, a pseudonym. It's a pseudonym. I forget what it's called when it's not your real name, but it's your pen name, so to speak. I forgot what it's called. Anyway, but her real name is Zelda Maven Jackson. that's who she was born, Zelda Maven Jackson. And if you know, my last name is Jackson. I am a fan of all things Jackson. And so, yeah, that's what also drew me in as well. But yeah, so I'm going to get me some Torchy Brown, some original art. That is a goal of mine. Some Patty Joe and Ginger. I'm getting me some original art from there. But until then, I'm going to enjoy the story about the first African-American cartoonist, Miss Jackie Orms. I am a super fan, love it to death. And I'm back, y'all. So I'm back making these videos. I hope you guys, if you stuck with me through this hour-long video, I appreciate you. I thank you. And I hope you enjoy some of the stuff that I have. Hit me up in the comments, or hit me up on Instagram, Evolutionary Comics on Instagram. You can leave me notes on here, comments on here, and talk to me about, Beneath the Trees or Escape or ShadowMan. Like I said, I was super surprised with this one, because I've been reading ShadowMan for a while, and I try to collect all of them, but there's different variations. There's Tales from the Dead Side. There's a new one coming out, I think, called Tales from the Dead Side. But yeah, I love the character, and I definitely love the way that AJ is writing this, Mr. AJ Ampadu. So check out more stuff from him. You can find him on Instagram. Can't think of his Instagram right now, but I am definitely gonna put it in the comments below. And some of this other stuff, I'm gonna kind of link you guys up so you guys can see what I'm reading, and then we can have more to talk about, because it's about reading these books, man. Collecting and reading, enjoying the art. Yeah. All right. So let me think. Do I want to do any quick shout outs? Shout out to my man Brandon BJ Kicks at Comics Are Dope. Shout out to my man Mike at Lunch Money Comics. Shout out to Moneyball Comics. I can't remember his name, but I'm loving his videos. He does a lot of unboxings, showing slabs and stuff. He gets his stuff he's a CGC customer, so that tells it. But he's really dope. I like his channel. Always enjoy Very Gary's channel, so shout out to Very Gary. I love his channel because he identifies a lot of keys that I don't know about. So he points those out in, with the collections that he buys. So I really enjoy his channel. Shout out to my man at Mons Comics. If you don't know, I want to say his name is Brandon as well. But my man at Mons Comics, he tragically, a few months ago, had a house fire. And in the house fire, his collection got completely decimated, got destroyed. And, a lot of his friends from the community, people that he talks with on a regular basis, they started doing videos for him to keep his content up, to keep his, to kind of keep the algorithm, locked into him, to his thing. So shout out to him. In my little layaway from the last 4 months of not doing videos, I wasn't able to contribute to that. But I definitely would have, because like I said, I know how hard it is to, to catch on with the algorithm and get your channel exposed and stuff like that. So shout out to him. All right. And shout out to my man Rico with Black Keys Comics on Instagram. I think on YouTube. I think it's something else on Instagram, but he has a new website. Shout out to Rico. Rico is like the historian of this comic stuff. He's the first person that I heard about Jackie Orms from, and a lot of other historical figures and historical pieces within comics, especially when it comes to Black comics. I learned from Rico. So if it's something I find out and I want to know, Rico is the source. But he has a new website called blackgrail.com, and it's preserving the Black heritage within comics and collectibles. Anybody else, don't think that because it's just saying Black that, it's not for you, because Black people are definitively the biggest part of the culture of America. We've contributed so much. So, it's just a different spin from what mainstream shows you. But yeah, go over to blackgrail.com, subscribe to the channel, subscribe to the site, and then you're able to be educated, and give you some direction on if you're a collector or not. So Shout out to Heroes After Dark over there in Orlando. I'm gonna get with you guys eventually, and you know, we're gonna chop it up once I get back to traveling and moving around a little bit more. Who else am I trying to shout out? Shout out to Dope Spill. Love his videos and the way he's telling stories. You know, he's right, to me, he's right in the line with Comic Historian and what's my man, I can't think of his name, Comics Explained, that brother as well. So yeah, and shout out to the Bronze Age Nerd. I enjoy his channel as well. Anyway, that's enough shout outs because like I said, I'm over an hour with this video, and if you stuck with this video for this long, thank you. I appreciate it. And then chop it up, watch a little bit, come back later, watch a little bit more. And yeah, so I'm about to try to go get my hair retwisted because I know it's looking crazy. And I am going to St. Pete to see my man Brain the Genius and Danny and Azura. They are part of the Creative Collab. Creative Commons, it's like a place for creatives to come together and mingle. We have like a book club. We have paintings. We have drawing. We have models that come in. Miss Danny is a model. She model and an actress. She comes in and she poses, and we try to draw her. You know, and it's for seasoned artists and people who don't know how to draw for shit like me. But it's just a really dope atmosphere, and so that's what I'm doing today. And then I'm gonna come back and try to organize my collection and all these books that I have just lying out willy-nilly everywhere. If you love me, you'll send me some comic supplies. I am sorely in need of bags and boards, and you know, so I can put these books up. Anyway, thank you for hanging in there with me. Like I said, it's been a long 4 months that I haven't done these videos. I'm definitely trying to give you guys at least 1 or 2 videos a week. I am going to promise 1 video, and I'm gonna try to stick to making 2. So you know, it's part of the evolution, baby. Continue to evolve. This is your man Jay, and this is Evolutionary Comics, baby, and we out. Peace.